This is a blocking mat kit for knitting and crochet. And this is the size, 32 centimeters by 32 centimeters. And it's 1.5 centimeters thick. And it really is like extra thick. So how it comes is in 4 pieces. So it's labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, which is very convenient because you can make a large work surface like this, or you can just break it down and use one. Like right now, I'm only starting out my project, so I really only need 1 working square, and I can put these other 3 back in the box. But otherwise, it was really nice on the table. You know, like you could work on it. It's really nice and thick. And so when you stick the pins in, it's not going to like touch the table or anything unless you really jam it in. So what comes in the kit are a bunch of these single needle, I don't know what you call them, poker things. You can use regular needles also. And there's 8 kind of like these 4-tooth comb type needles for the mat, and a tape measure, which is really handy. Yes, you can use any foam board with needles, but this one just really helps because it has the 1-inch grid on it. So my project, I'm making a bunch of these heart granny squares, and I want them to all be 5.5 inches each way. So looking like this, I need it to be like this, and then I can stack them. I can lay them out and block them separately. There's so much choices, I think, with these kind of boards versus the wooden ones with pegs, which are nice too, because then you can just like put it on there on the pegs. But I think this one, especially because you can use needles like this, it really makes it a nice square shape. I've only had this granny square on there for like, I don't know, an hour or so. So now when I do the second one, if I want to do it together, I would just get them together, use needles first so I can get them to the 5.5 spot where I want it. The one on the bottom kind of stays because it's already been stretched out or blocked. And then you would just get the 4-prong, make sure it's going through all the layers, and stick it in. And if you have a particularly like lacy one or one that's very hard to block, you could use 2 on each side. There's just a lot of options with these foam boards. And even with these thick granny squares, I can probably do like 4 or 5 at a time in one little area, depending on how big your project is. You can also wet your granny square before putting it on the block, and that helps it keep its shape, especially if you're trying to stretch it to a certain, you know, square type shape. These were not too bad. They were just kind of curled on the edges and stuff. But yeah, I'm super happy with this blocking set. I've never had one before, but I'm really glad I started with this one. And it's so compact, it's not going to fall off. You know, I could put this over here or like on the wall or something. It doesn't have to be on my work surface. And you can buy a lot of like replacements for this. Plus you can just use regular pins. You don't have to use these either. Like a regular pin would be totally fine. But yeah, love this blocking mat set.